faster?
I am a little boy.
On March 19, 2024, Hillsborough County Sheriff's deputies were dispatched to TSA Checkpoint 22 in Terminal 4 at Tampa International Airport, following a disturbance call involving a male subject who refused to leave. The subject identified himself as an airport supervisor on duty that night. Regardless of employment status, any individual who refuses lawful police orders and makes unwanted contact with others may be lawfully detained. Radio traffic confirmed deputies were directed to the correct terminal. Upon arrival, officers issued immediate verbal commands for the subject to identify himself and comply, the first step in any lawful investigative detention.
These are the terminal deputies, Terminal 4, TSA checkpoint, 22 suspects are back. The 22 that is in Terminal 4, the suspects are at TSA. You got the terminal deputy at this time. Thank you, bro.
All the way down. All the way down, now. Guys, go home, go.
Listen,
No.
is there anything I'm the supervisor working the airport tonight?
It's the only thing I want
I'm
to
the
do.
supervisor working tonight? There's no way you're coming out.
Hands on me.
Alright?
Ma'am, come on.
Tomorrow?
Hands off me, bitch.
Please, no, alright, no. Please, come on. Hey, back up. Back up.
I don't want to back up.
I'm going home.
10-3 there.
I'm going home. I'm going home.
Turn around. Turn around. Roll over. Sit up. Roll over, sit up.
What you did wrong? Run back.
Sit up.
I was just trying to go home.
Sit up. Sit.
Get up.
Why?
Come on.
Why?
Come on. 1, 2, 3. Come on, let's go out. Let's go. Let's go.
My breath is really out.
Let's go.
Why? 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 What did I do to you?
One detain, you can send me here.
What did I do to you? I don't understand. What did I do? Please don't detain me. Please, I just want to go home.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Get a wheelchair. Bernard, get a wheelchair. Wheelchair.
Please let me up. I didn't do anything. I just want to go home. I want to go home. Please don't take me to Mexico jail. I just want to go home.
Just get in a wheelchair.
Just let me go home. Let me go home. Let me go home. Please. I'll leave. Please don't take me to Mexican jail. Please. I just want to go home to my
A little faster.
I am a little boy.
You need a parent?
We're going to put it on the
Please,
wheelchair.
I am a little boy. What did I do to you, dude? What did I do? What did I even do to you? Oh my God, this is embarrassing.
Hey,
Relax yourself.
Let me out of your mother.
Relax.
Let me out of here, go.
Turn face down. Face down. Fuck. No. Give a spit hood.
I spit on my
No, you just spit on me. Keep your face down. Keep your face down. Keep your face down.
Yeah.
Keep spitting. Don't let her spit on you.
Who asked to do
Oh,
that?
who's that?
No, run against it. Or just do something.
I didn't.
Okay.
Yes, you did.
Backwards,
Let's go.
Please don't do this to me.
You're gonna jump back.
Right here. Angel, put in this one.
Your case open for me on 14th
Straight hood?
Hold on.
She
peed herself. Yeah, but you can tell there's nothing.
Florida law grants officers authority to temporarily detain an individual when there is articulable reasonable suspicion that a crime has occurred, a standard established in Terry v. Ohio requiring far less than probable cause. Under Florida Statute Section 843.02, resisting an officer without violence is a first-degree misdemeanor. Passive refusal to comply with lawful commands, including the subject's insistence on leaving, meets this legal threshold. The subject's repeated declaration that he is going home does not constitute a legal exemption from detention. Once an officer initiates a lawful stop, the subject does not retain the right to simply walk away from the scene. The decision to take the subject to the ground reflects escalation along the use of force continuum. Under Graham v. Connor, any force applied must be objectively reasonable based on the totality of circumstances known at that moment. The subject's repeated questioning of why he is being detained is legally significant. Florida law requires that the basis for an arrest be communicated to the subject at or near the time the arrest is actually made. Deputies call for a wheelchair, signaling concern about the subject's physical condition following the takedown. Injuries sustained during arrest must be documented promptly, as they directly factor into any use of force review. The subject's emotional state, begging to go home and invoking his child, may be relevant to a mental health assessment. Officers are trained to recognize crisis indicators and apply intervention protocols when circumstances allow. Prone restraint has faced significant scrutiny following high-profile in-custody deaths. Many agencies have updated their policies to restrict its use when a subject displays visible signs of physical or emotional distress. Graham v. Connor, decided in 1989, requires that use of force be judged from the perspective of a reasonable officer on the scene, not in hindsight. All circumstances known to the officer at that specific moment must apply. The subject discloses he was discharged from the hospital only 2 days prior. Under Graham v. Connor, knowledge of a subject's recent medical condition must factor into the reasonableness of any force applied during the encounter. When a subject discloses a recent medical condition, department policy and best practice require officers to seek immediate medical evaluation. Failure to do so may constitute deliberate indifference under the 14th Amendment. The subject was transported to the Orient Road Jail in Tampa and charged with battery and disorderly intoxication, reflecting allegations of unwanted contact with airport personnel and impaired conduct in a public space. A key lesson from this encounter is the value of early de-escalation. Clearly communicating the basis for detention at the outset, calmly and specifically, may have reduced resistance and prevented the escalation to physical force. A second lesson involves medical disclosures mid-encounter. When a subject reveals a recent hospitalization, officers should be trained to pause and prioritize medical evaluation over physical control when circumstances allow. A final lesson is the importance of thorough documentation. Every use of force, every injury, and every material statement by the subject during arrest must be recorded in detail, as these records form the basis of any legal proceeding.